we left off St. John 9. So we're gonna pick it back up right there. Then after that, we go into 1 Corinthians. St. John. What chapter? 9. Actually, because these things tie together, you know what? We're gonna pick. We hold your spot in St. John 9. We're going to Proverbs 28. Because these things go together. Because this is the point that I was trying to make here. Proverbs chapter 20, but hold St. John 9. And just go to Proverbs the 28th chapter real quick.
Proverbs what?
28.
Okay.
Why was my eraser down there? And I think I dropped something. Yeah. So we all got Proverbs 28? Yep. Mm-hmm. Really? All right, we're going to pick it up at the 4th verse.
Okay. Do I still read?
Proverbs 28 and verse 4, what do you say?
They that forsake the law praise the wicked, but such as keep the law contend with them.
So those that forsake the law, that turn their back on the law, they say they praise the wicked. That means that if you don't have a problem with what the wicked is doing, and you're not keeping the law, you agreeing with what they do. So let's say that you don't believe in the Sabbath, keeping the Sabbath and keeping it holy. Then people gonna watch you, and then they're gonna do worse things. So it's like you like cheering them on. Yeah, do worse. That's what he's saying. That was verse 4?
Yep.
All right, go ahead and skip down to verse 7.
Okay. Whoso keepeth the law is a wise son, but he that is a companion of riotous men shameth his father.
He shameth his father. Go ahead and read.
He that by usury and unjust gain increaseth his substance.
Read that again.
He that by usury.
So that means usury is exorbitant interest. Like somebody charge you interest on something. Y'all know what interest is? Yeah. Y'all do? So usury is exorbitant interest. So like say in the United States, the interest rate is 24 to 26%. That's usury. That's extreme. So he that by usury increases wealth, right?
Yep.
Go ahead.
He that by usury and unjust gain increaseth his substance.
Mm-hmm.
He shall gather it for him that will pity the poor.
He should what?
He shall gather it for him that will pity the poor.
I don't know if you read that right, but it's cool. Keep on reading.
He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even...
Listen, he that turneth away his ear from hearing the law is what? Come on.
Me?
Read, man.
Oh.
I'm going to have to get rid of him.
He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be abomination.
So do we know what abomination is?
Yeah.
Says he that turns his ear away from hearing the law, even his prayer is an abomination. So the Lord don't deal with abomination. Everything that's abominable go where? Lake of fire. So he's not listening to abominable people. See, a lot of people they say they spiritual, right? They don't serve God, but they spiritual. These are abominable people because they'll say they're spiritual, but they will do everything against the law of God. He's not hearing their prayer. What verse was that?
Verse 9.
Verse 9?
Yep.
I think we got to skip after that, right? I don't know. Go ahead and read.
Okay. Whoso causeth the righteous to go astray in an evil way, he shall fall himself into his own pit.
Say, so he the one that deceives you to go the wrong way, he gonna get caught in the same thing. I did skip a few verses, but my main thing right there is that the prayer of the wicked is an abomination to the Lord. Let's go into St. John, the 9th chapter. Because a lot of people, and remember this lesson is called the dietary law, but why am I reading this part of it? Y'all don't know why?
Derek, I'm tired of you, Kim. You just called me Derek.
Do y'all know why I'm reading this part of it about the prayer?
Because people pray over their food.
Right, because people pray over their food, and when they pray over their food,
It's an abomination.
well, if they pray over the lobster or the catfish or the pork chops or the shrimp or the cat or the dog that they eat at the who restaurants, they gonna pray over it and say it's okay, but the Lord is not hearing their prayers. So St. John, the 9th chapter, we already established that. St. John chapter 9, right? Now we're going to pick it up at verse 1.
And
hold on, you read when I say read, man. I didn't train you already when you was like, I don't know, 9. What, you forgot or something?
I guess I did.
This guy.
I'm trying my best.
If you don't do good, Ezekiel, me and you gonna have some problems. St. John 9 and verse 1, what do you say?
And as Jesus passed by, he saw a man which was blind from his birth.
So he blind from his birth. He was blind when he was born, right? Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did sin, this man or his parents?
So, because in those days, if somebody had a cleft lip or legs was like too bowed out or something, anything, they'd say, well, it's because of sin. If anybody was crippled or born crippled or anything like that, they'd say it was because of sin. If somebody got injured while they was working or something, they'd say, they had to be a sinner. That kind of stuff, right? So they asking the Lord, they asking the Messiah, well, who was the sinner since he was born from his youth? Because that means that he's not the sinner. So it got to be one of his parents because he was born this way. Go ahead and read.
That he...
Just start the verse over.
Okay. And his disciples asked him, saying, Master, who did send this man or his parents that he was born blind?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus answered, neither had this man sinned nor his parents, but that the works of God should be made manifest in him.
So he said, look, the child didn't sin, neither one of his parents sinned. It said, but he was born this way so I could work this miracle that I'm about to work, so that you will believe in God. This is why this happened. And those kind of things still happen today. Somebody might be poor and needs your help, but the Lord ain't got them poor because they did something wrong. He got them poor to see what you gonna do. Are you gonna help them? Because then you're gonna build up treasures in heaven. Meaning, the Lord is clearing out a space for you when his kingdom comes, you got a spot. So he's saying what you gonna do. Go ahead and read.
As long as I am in the world, I am the light of the world.
Mm-hmm.
When he had thus spoken, he spat on the ground and made clay of the spittle, and he anointed the eyes of the blind man with clay.
Mm-hmm.
And said unto him, go wash in the pool of
Siloam,
which is by interpretation sent.
It's by interpretation.
Yeah, interpretation sent. He went this way, therefore, and washed and came seeing.
So now, don't forget about the punctuation. Take advantage of the punctuation. Okay. So he went to that pool of Siloam, which by interpretation is sent. That's when you interpret the word Siloam, it means sent. So he went there and he washed the clay off his eyes and he had vision. This what happened. What verse?
Verse 8.
Verse 8?
Yep.
All right, we're going to go ahead and skip down to verse 24 because a lot of things happen, and everybody want to know, well, how did, this boy was born blind. How did he get his vision? And so the elders want to know, what you doing seeing, man? We've been knowing you your whole life. You've been blind. What you doing seeing? What's going on? So they questioning him, and then they gonna question his parents, and then he questioned them like, what you mean? So anyway, verse 24. Verse 24. Go ahead and read.
Then again called they the man that was blind, and said unto him, Give God the praise. We know that this man is a sinner.
So now they talking about Jesus, right? They said, don't praise him. Say, give God the praise, because we know the man that gave you your vision, he a sinner, which is crazy. How do a sinner wield the power of God? They can wield the power of Satan, but they can't wield the power of God. All Satan can do is give you a new car or a new house or a pretty woman or something like that. A handsome man or material things. Satan can't give you vision. He can't heal your body. He can't do none of that stuff. You could do that before he can. He don't have that to give. But he can give you the world. But the world is going to pass away. Now, what verse you at?
Verse 25.
Read that.
He answered and said, Whether he be a sinner or no, I know not one thing. I know that.
Well, hold on. Use the punctuations. Now, start that verse again.
He answered and said, Whether he be a sinner or no, I know not. One thing I know, whereas I was blind, now I see.
He said, what I do know is I was never able to see before, but I see now. So I'm not going to judge a man if he was a sinner or not, but I know he gave me my vision. Go ahead and read.
Then said they to him again, What did he to thee? How opened he thine eyes?
What's the problem?
I don't. There's no problem.
Okay. Is it a problem out there? Read. Start that over.
Then said they to him again, What did he to thee? How opened...
Hold on.
Okay.
Y'all done back there? Whatever you was doing is disturbing the class. The laughing, the giggling, whatever y'all doing, stop it. Come again.
Then said they to him again, What did he do? He to thee? How opened he thine eyes?
Mm-hmm.
He answered them, I have told you already, and ye did not hear. Wherefore would ye hear it again?
Say, why you want me to tell you again? That's wherefore, man. Why do you want me to tell you again? I already told you several times. Go ahead and read.
Will ye also be his disciples?
Mm-hmm. So you going to follow him now if I tell you again? Go ahead.
Then they reviled him and said, Thou art his disciple, but we are Moses' disciples.
So they cussed him out. That's what revile mean. They cussed him out. And they said, yeah, you his disciple, but we Moses' disciples. Thinking that, they got one up on him. But the thing about it is, this is the Messiah. Like, this is the same one that put the spirit on Moses. So you don't got no one up on him. Go ahead.
We know that God spake unto Moses as for his fellow. We know not from...
As for this fellow?
I said...
you said his.
I said this.
No, you didn't.
Okay.
Anyway, go ahead.
As for this fellow, we know not from whence he is.
Mm-hmm.
The man answered and said unto them, Why herein is a marvelous thing that ye know not from whence he is.
Because these guys were the elders. They was the Pharisees and the scribes. That means they was the religious leader. He said, how is it that this marvelous thing happened? He gave me vision. I'm a grown man. I've been blind since I was born, and he gave me vision. He said, how don't y'all know where this came from? Y'all supposed to be the leader. Y'all supposed to know what's happening. But y'all don't know. Now y'all seem to be suspect now, because y'all supposed to know this. Y'all are the leaders. And y'all don't know whence means from where. But go ahead.
Whence he is, and yet he hath opened mine eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Now we know that God heareth not sinners.
So this man still talking to them. He said, now, y'all don't know where he came from. He said, but we know that God don't hear sinners, because they said that Jesus was a sinner. This man said, we know that God don't hear sinners. Read that again.
Now we know that God heareth not sinners.
Mm-hmm.
But if any man be a worshipper of God, he and doeth his will, him he heareth.
So if any man be a worshiper of God and does his will, that's the one he listened to. So this man couldn't have opened my eyes if he was a sinner. Like, come on, man. The Lord don't hear the prayers of a sinner. The prayers of a sinner are an abomination. You can read it in Proverbs 15th chapter. He said the Lord don't hear the prayers of a sinner. I just left that one out of this lesson because these two right here is enough. So you done with you read 31?
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead to 1 Corinthians, the 10th chapter.
Okay.
So let's see who this God is that don't hear the prayers of a sinner. Because they said they are disciples of Moses, right? But Moses dealt with the Lord. He dealt with the Messiah. So we all in 1 Corinthians, the 10th chapter? Do we all have it? So if you was in St. John, then you got Acts, Romans, 1 Corinthians. Oh, this boy got some humongous feet. Oh, my bad. That went all on the internet right there. So we got it back there? All right, 1 Corinthians 10th chapter.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna begin reading at verse 1.
Okay.
Read it.
Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant, how that all our fathers were under the cloud, and all passed through the seas.
Uh-huh.
And were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea.
So he said, I don't want you to be ignorant of this thing, that we all was under the cloud and passed through the sea, right? He's talking about when they came out of Egypt. So if you read Exodus the 13th chapter, this is what he's telling you. We was all under that pillar of a cloud in the daytime and that pillar of fire at night, and we all passed through the Red Sea. So I don't want you to be ignorant about who it was that led us. Go ahead and read.
And did all eat the same spiritual meat.
So they all got the same word of God. Go ahead. That's the spiritual meat. Go ahead.
And did all drink the same spiritual drink.
Mm-hmm.
For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them.
They drank of that spiritual rock that followed them. And we're not going to go to the, Exodus the 13th chapter and read this. But this is the Lord led them out of Egypt. The Lord led them in the wilderness for a time. So he said that this one, he gave us our spiritual meat and our spiritual drink, which is his word. And that rock was who?
Christ.
And that rock was Christ, right? You're going to say, Christ. Just read, man.
I am.
Okay.
Do I just start over?
No. So now, let me see. Because I just added some stuff to that. Let's skip down to verse 27.
Okay.
Verse 27. All right, go ahead.
If any of them that believe not bid you to a feast.
So this means people that don't believe in God or don't believe in the doctrine of Christ. It said they bid you to a feast, like a party or something, some kind of celebration, right? So if they ask you if they invite you, that's that's what he's talking about. If they invite you to something, but they're non-believers, go ahead and read.
And you be disposed to go whatsoever is set before you.
Hold on. You got to use the punctuations, man. You just can't just read like that. So he said, it's saying if they bid you, they call you to it, and you have to go. That's what it meaning when they say you disposed to go. If you have to go ahead and read.
Whatsoever is set before you, eat.
So he said, whatsoever is set before you, eat it, right? So y'all smart. If they sit anything before you, let's say they sit a shrimp basket in front of you.
I'm not eating that.
Huh?
I'm not eating that.
What about they sit a plate of pork chops in front of you?
I'm not eating that.
What about some eagle eggs?
I'm leaving.
You leaving? What about some duck blood soup?
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gone.
Okay. So we understand that it's not talking about anything that they said before you. He said, and whatsoever they said before you eat, go ahead.
Asking no question for conscience sake.
Asking no question for conscience sake, so you don't offend anybody. Go ahead and read.
But if any man say unto you, this is offered in sacrifice unto idols, eat not.
Mm-hmm.
For his sake that shoot it, and
For his sake that what?
shoot it. Showed?
S-H-E-W?
Yeah, S-H-E-W.
Yeah, showed.
Showed?
That's how you spell showed back then.
Oh,
It's
okay.
old English, man.
Showed it, and for conscience sake, for the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof.
See, don't say, what is this, man? Like they're gonna bring you. It's a feast, and they bring you peanut butter sandwiches and celery sticks. Don't make a big issue about it. Go ahead. What verse?
Verse 29.
Verse 29.
Yep.
I don't know how we got there.
Oh wait, verse 28.
Okay. So
Wait, I think.
you finished verse
we're still
27.
Yeah, no, we're on verse 9, 29 actually.
Okay. Well, just read verse 29.
Okay. Conscience, I say, not thine own, but of the other. For why is my liberty judged of another man's conscience?
Okay, that's good. Now let's skip back up to verse 20. This is what we're supposed to have done. So verse 20, and then we're going to read all the way down to 33, okay? So after you read verse 33, then we're done with this part.
Okay.
All right, we all at verse 20. All right, go ahead and read.
But I say that the things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils and not to God.
So that's why we can't eat anything, because it's sacrificed to devils and not God. So we can't eat those things that are sacrificed to devils. So for you younger people, when Halloween come around and you go get the candy and all that stuff, can you eat it?
No.
Why you go get it in the first place then? But because it's the Day of the Dead, but that stuff is sacrificed to devils. So even if somebody bring it to your house, you still can't eat it. So why even accept it? So now we're gonna go a little further, a couple months. So when somebody make the Christmas Eve dinner, can you eat that?
No.
Why not?
Because
It's sacrificed to the devil. That's right. Okay, let's go a little further. When they ask you to come to the Easter Sunday morning breakfast, and everybody, it's a big old group of people, your whole family there, your grandmother there, your grandfather there, your aunties, your favorite uncles. I never heard of the favorite auntie, but a favorite uncle there. I'm just kidding. There's favorite aunties too. But all these people that you love is there, and they having the Sunday morning, Easter Sunday morning breakfast, and they got the hot cross buns and all that stuff that got to do with Easter, right? And you show up, you come there with your mother and your father, your sister and your brother, and you show up. What you gonna do?
not eating.
See, don't even show up. Don't even show up. You know, now I ain't telling y'all to be like I was when I was a kid, but I would refuse. I would refuse to go. Not eat the food. I'm not going anyway. So I'm the kind of person that if I got to take a beating, I'll take a beating. I took many. But it didn't take long for my parents to realize he's not going to do it. So my father told my mother, leave the boy alone. He's not going to do it. I ain't telling y'all to be like that because you might have to pay for that forever. Being disobedient to your parents. But I wasn't finna do that stuff. I didn't disrespect him, though. I just said, I'm not doing it. I ain't going. Not going to happen. But keep on reading.
And I would not that you should have fellowship with devils.
So that means you can't even go. Go ahead.
You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of the devils.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and of the table of the devils.
Oh, so you can't eat from both tables? So then you can't eat the Christmas Eve dinner and then come to class on the Sabbath and you know, sing in the choir. That's two different tables.
Wait, what verse are we on again?
7th verse.
We're on verse 22.
So we're not going to tell you the verse again. You got to keep up.
Okay.
So now, that just threw me off a little bit. But you can't eat from both tables. But go ahead and read.
Do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Are we stronger than he?
Mm-hmm.
All things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. He said all things are lawful for me. Yeah, the Lord give you free will. You can do whatever you want to do. Is it smart to do whatever you want to do? Let me ask you, Cam. The ocean liners. Is it smart for you to do whatever you want to do? No. It's not? What if what grade you in? 7th. You in 7th grade? Going to 8th grade? They left you behind a couple years? You look like you're about 15. No, I'm just playing. So, what if you had like a big, what's the old test they give y'all? No, not that. Would you say it again? Pacer test?
Yeah, that test. MCA, MCI, whatever it is. Those tests, you know, and you gotta be at school early to take this test, right? So you could stay up all night and be on what you got, an Xbox or a PlayStation? PlayStation?
Yes,
Anti-American. I got PlayStation too. I'm just playing. But Xbox is US. Anyway, so you gonna stay up all night on the PlayStation, or you gonna take your behind the bed so you can be fresh in the morning and pass that test? What you gonna do?
Second option.
But in reality, you're gonna be on that PlayStation, ain't you? But you should go to bed so you can be fresh in the morning. So yeah, you got options, and you can do what you want to do. But is it smart to do that? So he said he said all things are lawful because I'm a grown man, but all things are not expedient. They're not wise to do. Come again.
All things are lawful for me, but all things edify not.
All things edify not. You don't get no understanding from everything. So you be nodding off while you're trying to take that test. You're gonna fail that test, and they're gonna be like, you're gonna have to repeat 7th grade. That's gonna be bad, because you know how y'all are. It's all about what it looked like. You know, it's about the aesthetics. Go ahead and read.
Let no man seek his own, but every man another's wealth. Let no man seek his own, but every man another's wealth.
Another's wealth. So that means look out for one another, right? Be your brother's keeper. Go ahead and read.
Whatsoever is sold in the shambles that eat, asking no question.
Hold on, man. You gotta use the punctuations now, so we can get some understanding. Okay? You an educated man, right?
Okay.
You look astute. Astute means you look like you're intelligent, you know, like you have studied and everything. That's what astute means. It's not a slight. I'm giving him a compliment. So all of you all should look astute. So now I'm saying use what you got.
Okay.
We ain't in no rush here. So
Slow down.
give me that verse again.
Whatsoever is sold in the shambles.
It's sown in the shambles. Shambles means thrown together. Something, you know, like they didn't plan it out. Okay? That's what shambles mean. It's like there's no order to it. So we talk about eating right here. So he said, whatsoever is put together in, you know, just thrown together, sown in the shambles. Go ahead and read.
That whatsoever is sold in the shambles that eat.
Say eat it, asking no questions, right?
Yep.
But that don't mean that it's unclean. It just means that it was put together without any planning, without any order. It's not a planned out 7-course meal, but it's like, say, it's Super Bowl Sunday, right? Now, anything that's put together, thrown together on Super Bowl Sunday, right? It's not sacrificed to devils, right?
Yeah.
No, it's not. It's Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
That's what we're supposed to do,
Yeah.
right?
No.
Amir, could you pass me your iPhone?
So
I
I'm
know.
gonna throw together some carrots, some celery, some peanut butter, some blue cheese dressing, some chicken wings. It ain't no order to it. Probably some baked salmon or something. You know, like anything. It's not planned out. I just go in there and whatever I got in the refrigerator, I cook it, and we're gonna eat it during Super Bowl Sunday, or whatever football we watching. You know, if it be the national championship or whatever, we eating this stuff. But none of it is unclean. It's just I just threw it together because we can't pray over unclean food. We already just proved that, and it'd be okay because the Lord is not hearing that prayer. So He's not going to bless that. So if you're eating something that's unclean, you just eat an abomination, and you are what you eat, right? What verse?
I think we're on verse 26.
Yeah, just start the last verse over.
Okay, whatsoever is sold in the shambles. Wait. I was about to sneeze.
Oh.
Whatsoever is sold in the shambles that eat, asking no question for conscience sake.
For conscience sake, go ahead.
For the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof.
Mm-hmm.
If any of them that believe not bid you to a feast, and ye be disposed to go whatsoever is set before you, eat asking no question for conscience sake. But if any man say unto you, this is offered in sacrifice unto idols, eat not for his sake that showed it. And
So eat it not for his sake that showed it, because now, even if it is clean food, but it's sacrificed to the devil, you still can't eat it. Because if you eat that food that's offered to the devil, then you're giving the devil the praise. So you still can't eat it. Even if it's clean, you can't eat it. When I was growing up, it's a horrible thing, but doing the Halloween thing, and they would pass out apples and stuff, you know, like more so instead of candy, because the world wasn't so unhealthy as it is now. So they was like passing out apples, like, and I ain't talking about no apples from China. I'm talking about some American-grown apples, some really good sweet apples, right? They would put razor blades in the apples, like, because the razor blades back then was so thin that you couldn't tell that the apple been cut, it been split with the razor blade. So you start eating the apple. Plus it's dark, right? It's at night, right? You eating the apple. You go in the house, you rinse it off, you eat the apple, cut your mouth up. This is the kind of stuff people do. Because why? Even though it's good food, it's sacrificed to the devil. So why not put razor blades in it? What's wrong with that? But that's the kind of stuff that happened. But I'm talking about, you know, late 60s, early 70s. Well, probably all the way through the 70s. I don't know what happened in the 80s. But say what? Back in my day, yeah, back in my day. Back in the day when I was young. Yeah. So where we at?
We're like halfway through, or a quarter of the way through verse 26.
Go ahead and read, man.
The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof.
Everything belongs to the Lord. We already read in 1 Timothy, right, about you know, everything is good, nothing to be refused if it's received with thanksgiving and sanctified by the word of God, right? Said nothing to be refused. But we read what God sanctified, right? That means separated, set apart. We read that last month. I'm gonna say I was going to say last week, last month. So we know that. Oh, they erased it. I'm just gonna write it again. So there ain't no question about what we're talking about.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, excuse me.
No, because Cam was like, "Do you not remember something?" And I was like, "It's a month ago."
Yeah. So the Lord already showed us in Genesis that after the flood, he already said he told Noah before the flood. I mean, he told Noah to take in the clean by sevens, the male and his female. So that's 14 each, right? And the unclean by 2. And then we read that when they got off the ark, they sacrificed some animals, right? It wasn't unclean animals because we still got pigs, right? So if they had sacrificed a pig, there wouldn't be any pigs. If they had sacrificed a dog, there wouldn't be any dogs. If they had sacrificed an alligator, it wouldn't be any alligators. If they had sacrificed a horse, it wouldn't be any horses. If they had sacrificed a chicken, we'd all be dead. Because we can't live without chicken, right? So anyway, the clean by 7 and the unclean by 2. So this is what the Lord separated. This is what First Timothy the 4th chapter pointed to. But now, you at verse 26?
No, I'm at verse 29.
Really? Okay, go ahead. Verse 29 then.
Conscience.
No, don't start like that, man.
Well, that's what.
Top of 29?
Yeah, conscience. I say not thine own, but of the other. For why is my liberty judged of another man's conscience?
Okay, go ahead and read. So how am I judged by somebody that don't keep the law, right? So he's saying, you know, keep the law, but don't do the food. If you know a sacrifice to the devil, don't eat it. If you know it's unclean, don't eat it. But other than that, if it's clean and it's not sacrificed to the devil, don't make no big deal about it. No matter how it's presented to you, don't make no big deal about it. You know, like, I'm not a good cook. Not that my food be half cooked or anything like that. I'm just not an extravagant person. So I'll cook a dinner and it'll just look like, you know.
Okay, hey bro, your food is busting.
It tastes good, yeah, but I'm talking about the presentation. The presentation is not amazing. Something wrong with your arm?
No, I'm amazing.
Oh, you got a question? Oh. What's your question?
It's something is sacrificed and you ate it and you didn't know what would happen.
And you didn't know? Go to Exodus, the 4th chapter. Don't worry about it. You stay where you at.
Okay.
How do you cook?
Read what it says in here.
That door all the way closed? Is their door closed?
Yeah.
When I say their door, I mean, I'm talking about the class over there.
Yes.
It is? Okay. I believe you, but I'm going to look anyway. Oh, okay. Chapter 4. You got chapter 4?
Yep.
Leviticus chapter 4.
Oh, you said Exodus.
Did I?
Yeah.
Well, pardon me. I'm human. Of flesh and blood I'm made. Born to make mistakes. Leviticus chapter 4.
Okay, I got it.
Start reading at verse 1. Read loud enough so everybody can hear it.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If a soul shall sin through ignorance against...
And what is ignorance?
Well,
You don't know.
yeah.
Lack of knowledge, right. If a soul should sin through ignorance, go ahead. You was reading verse 1.
Oh, yeah. Against any of the command...
Just start it over. Start it over.
Oh, my goodness. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, If a soul shall sin through ignorance against any of the commandments, which ought not to be, and shall do against any of them.
So if you sin, that means you breaking the commandments, right? But if you break the commandments in ignorance, go ahead and read.
If the priest...
Hold on. Is this picking him up?
If the priest that is... Huh?
Okay, go ahead. If the priest,
If the priest that is anointed do sin according to the sin of the people, then let him bring for his sin, which hath sinned, a young bullock without blemish.
without blemish, that's good. So he said, if the priest sinned through ignorance, if the priest break the commandments of God but didn't know he did, once he found out he did, once he found out that he broke the law, he got to bring an offering for that sin. Skip down to verse 13.
If the whole congregation...
So if all of us, that's the whole congregation, right? Come again.
And if the whole congregation of Israel sin through ignorance, and the thing be hid from the eyes of the assembly, and they have done somewhat against any of the commandments.
So that's if you break any of the commandments in ignorance, which is what? Lack of knowledge. You didn't know. Right? What they got to do? Read.
I forgot that smoke was on my neck.
Oh yeah, of the Lord concerning things which should not be done and are guilty. When the sin which they have sinned against, it is known, then the congregation shall offer a young bullock for their sin.
So now they got to make an offering for that sin. So if you commit a sin, if you eat something and you weren't supposed to eat it, but you didn't know, then the blood of the Messiah would cover that sin. But now, when you find out that it was a sin, you got to make an offering. Yes, sir.
What if you don't find out?
What if you don't find out? I don't know. Why would the Lord do that? I don't know. But if you don't find out, then you in that sin.
Wait, but so if I didn't know, I'll just go and kill a thing.
Nah, what I'm saying is, if you never find out, then the Lord has mercy. However, the Lord is not going to leave you ignorant. But if you don't find out specifically about that, you're keeping all the other commandments, right? So the Lord may have mercy because he is a merciful God. He is abundant in mercy. So he's not unfair. If you don't ever find out, which I doubt that you don't, but if you don't ever find out, actually, I don't doubt that you won't find out everything because we're not until we're perfect. So we got to strive for that perfection. So the Lord is merciful. And if you don't find out, he'll teach it to you later.
Grande? I just have a quick question.
Oh, you got a question too?
Yeah. So,
All
how about like the tribes like on islands that don't have access to the outside world besides their small little islands? Like,
What is going on over here, man?
A lot of people leaving.
I'm about to lock this door for real.
Okay. So
I ain't say lock it, but just make sure it's closed.
what I said is like
Hold on. What's the constant going in and out for? All right, ask your question again.
all right. So what about the tribes in the world like that don't have communication with the outside world?
It really doesn't matter, because here's the thing. At the Tower of Babel, go to Genesis 11. Genesis 11. And no more questions that's going to take me to another whole other lesson.
Yeah, I'm here.
Verse 1.
And the whole earth was one. And the whole earth was one of language and one of speech.
Of one language and one speech, right? Everybody had the same exact language. Everybody talked the same exact way. All the people that was on earth at one time spoke the exact same language, had the exact same slang words, did the exact same stupid stuff. Go ahead and read.
And it came to pass as they journeyed from the east that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there.
Mm-hmm.
And they said one to another, go to.
Now this Shinar, this is in modern day Iraq, okay?
Let us make brick and burn them thoroughly.
Mm-hmm.
And they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar.
That's to make the bricks stay together. Go ahead.
And they said, go, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top many reach up unto heaven.
Whose top what?
Reach unto heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And let us make us a name.
So now they're gonna try to separate from God. Let us build a tower that's gonna reach into heaven, and let us make our own name. So they're trying to get away from God. They already starting to deal with Satan here. Go ahead and read.
Lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth.
So apparently they know how God operates. They said, let us build this tower because the Lord gonna scatter us. So let us build this tower so that wherever he scattered us to, we can see this tower and come back together. And we can foil the plan of God. We can overthrow the kingdom of God. This is what they're thinking, right? Mm-hmm. So they're gonna build this tower so that when God dispersed them, as he gonna do, they can all come back together. But God reads the mind. Go ahead and read.
And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded.
Mm-hmm.
And the Lord said, behold, the people is one.
It said the people is one. Not they are one, they is one. That means they think the exact same way. They're not just together. That's he would have said they are one. They're not just all together. They think the exact same way. The people is one. Go ahead.
And the Lord said, behold, the people is one. And they have all one language. And this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them.
Mm-hmm. So what do he do?
Which they have imagined to do, go to. Let us go down and there confound their language.
So we're going to confound their language so they're not going to understand one another's speech. We're going to do that, right? So now, as this happened, this is how mankind got scattered, right? So now they all had the same language, they all had the same speech, they all understood the same things, right? And you asking about What if they on a remote island or something, right? How they gonna hear the word of God?
Yeah.
Go to Genesis chapter 4. I believe it's chapter 4.
Right here.
Pick it up at the 1.
And Adam knew Eve his wife, and she conceived and bare Cain. And
That's the
said,
first son, Cain. Go ahead.
And said, I have gotten a man from the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
And she again bare his brother Abel.
He's the second son. Go ahead.
And Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground.
He was a farmer.
And then in the process of time, it came to pass that Cain brought of the fruit of the ground and an offering unto the Lord.
So now it came to pass that they both brought offerings to the Lord because the law of tithes was already established. That's why they was bringing offerings, because they had to pay tithes. Ezekiel, what are you doing? One day you're gonna be a teacher, so you need to be paying attention. I'm tired too. I ain't had no sleep either, because for some reason the Lord don't like me to get sleep. He keep waking me up like hours and hours ahead of the time I'm supposed to get up. But at least I'm alive. So, amen.
Why do you say that?
But anyway, what verse you at?
4.
Verse 4. What happened?
And Abel, he also brought of the firstlings of his flock.
The firstlings, because the law of tithes was already in play. Go ahead.
And of the fat thereof, and the Lord had respect unto Abel.
Mm-hmm.
And to his offering.
Because he brought the first, and the best. Cain didn't do that.
But unto Cain and to his offering, he had no respect.
Mm-hmm.
He had not respect.
He had not respect because Cain didn't bring the best and the first. And that's what you got to bring to the Lord, is the best and the first.
And Cain was very wroth.
Mm-hmm.
And
That just meant he was extremely angry. Go ahead.
in his
Countenance.
fell.
That means his demeanor, the expression on his face. You could see that he was angry. And then he was sad. But he didn't do what he was supposed to do. Come on.
And the Lord said unto Cain, Why art thou wroth? And why is the countenance
Thy countenance.
countenance fallen?
Mm-hmm.
If thou dost well,
If thou doest well, if thou doth well, go ahead.
Shalt thou not be accepted?
Say, if you do what you're supposed to do, won't the Lord accept you? Come on.
And if thou dost not, well sin lieth at the door.
And if you do it not well, sin lies at the door because you're not doing your best. You're not striving for perfection. Okay? Are y'all getting some understanding?
Yes.
Some of y'all are, some of y'all not, because some of y'all not paying attention. But I'm giving y'all gems right here. I'm giving y'all diamonds. I'm giving y'all rubies and pearls right now. I'm breaking this stuff down that don't get broke down really out there. We getting down to the nitty gritty. Y'all know what the nitty gritty is? Yeah, I don't know exactly what it is either. I was trying to learn from y'all. But anyway, what do you say?
And unto thee shall be his desire.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt rule over him.
Yeah, so sin gonna be all over you. You're gonna be married to it. So be careful. But go ahead and read, because I want to show something here.
And Cain talked with Abel his brother.
Cain talked with Abel his brother, right? He said, "Come here, man. Let me holler at you for a minute. Let's go behind these bushes. It's private. I want them angels, hearing what I got to say." And what happened?
And it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and slew him.
What that mean?
Killed him.
He killed him, right? He killed his own brother. But why though?
Because he had something better, and the Lord praised him. Well,
Not praise him, but the Lord accepted his thing because he did what he was supposed to do.
Jealousy.
So jealousy,
And
envy, covetousness. Yeah. All this stuff was on Cain. All these different spirits, right? Go ahead and read. So he slew his brother. He murdered his brother. Go ahead.
And the Lord said unto Cain, where is the Abel that...
Now check this out. The Lord said, hey Cain, I ain't seen Abel in a minute. Where your brother at, man?
And the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not.
He said he know not. But didn't he slay his brother?
Yep.
So he knew where his brother was at then, didn't he?
Yep.
So what did he just do?
Lie.
He just lied, right? 1, thou shalt not bear false witness. Go ahead and read.
Am I my brother's keeper?
So
And-
now he's trying to use deception. First he committed murder, then he lied. Now he's trying to deceive. Go ahead.
And he said, what hast thou done?
The Lord said, what did you do, man? Because you can't fool me. What you do? Where your brother at? Go ahead.
The voice of thy brother's blood crying unto me from the ground.
So he said, the voice of that brother's blood cried unto me from the ground. So he's saying, look, I know you killed your brother. And your brother was righteous and you was not. That's what he mean by his blood cries unto him from the ground. You murdered a righteous man. You got to pay for that. So now, my point here is, 2, he was jealous, envious, covetous, and what else? I said covetous. So he was all that because he did not keep the commandment. He didn't, because the tithe said you're supposed to give the first and the best to the Lord. He didn't do that. But the one that did, he murdered. And then he lied about it and tried to deceive the Lord. But my point is, how they know about the tithes? How they know they had to make these offerings? They had to be taught, right? So they spoke the same language. They had the same mother and father. And then when we get down to chapter 11, they still spoke the same language. They still came out of Adam and Eve. They knew the law. And then when the Lord seen what they was doing, he changed the language and he scattered everybody, right? So now in this scattering everybody, did they all not know the law?
No,
They still knew.
They're all taught.
So it don't matter, even today, it don't matter if they on a remote island in the Atlantic Ocean somewhere where can't nobody get to the Bermuda Triangle, they know the law. That's the thing. So just because they don't speak the same language I speak don't mean they don't know the law. Because the Lord is the one that confounds the language. The Lord understands and knows every language there is because he's the one created it, right? So whatever they say and whatever they think, the Lord, he is the one that gave them the language. See, a lot of people like to take power from God and say, well, you got to speak a certain language in order to call on God. No, you don't. That's a lie. That's deception. What you're saying is God don't have no power. God didn't change the languages. Anyway, your question answered?
Yeah.
Is it thoroughly answered?
It's the
Okay. All right.
we left off on verse 30.
Was the reader?
Now we left off where?
Verse 30.
Verse 30. So we
Well,
still in 1 Corinthians, right?
Yep.
Come on, Josiah, chill, man. So we at verse 30.
Yep.
Read that.
For if I by grace be a partaker, why am I evil spoken of for that for which I give thanks?
So if he a partaker, right? But he partaken lawfully. Why would he be evil spoken of? Go ahead and read.
Whether therefore ye eat or drink, or whatsoever ye do all to the glory of God.
Mm-hmm.
Give none offense, neither to the Jews, nor to the Gentiles, nor to the church of God.
So don't offend anybody, right? But that don't mean you break the law. You just, hey, if it's clean and it's not sacrificed to a devil, don't offend it. Go on and eat it, man. Don't offend anybody. Like a lot of people don't like okra. I love okra, but if I throw together a meal with some Brussels sprouts, some okra, some asparagus, some baked salmon, and I don't know what y'all don't like.
I like asparagus. I do like asparagus.
Dog poop. I don't like that.
I'm talking about clean stuff.
Oh,
Mushrooms, yeah.
I like mushrooms.
Mushrooms. Well, I'm gonna go with my children. Mushrooms, carrots, and onions. My children don't eat that stuff. So I do that, and it's like, are you gonna offend me and say, I don't eat asparagus, Brussels sprouts, I hate Brussels sprouts. He's saying don't do that. The Brussels sprouts not gonna kill you. They gonna clean you out, but they ain't gonna kill you. Huh?
Yeah.
Or can you be like, nah, I'm fine. Or you have to.
That would be offensive, now, wouldn't it?
So basically, don't yuck other people's yum.
So last week, Brother Obadia, he gave me
An avocado.
avocado.
Oh, you hated that.
Icky poo, right?
That's what I said.
I didn't say anything to him though. I ate part of it and I was like, let me just put this right here because I'm not eating this. Icky poo, right? But I didn't say nothing. But then he came over there and he asked me about it. I had to tell him though.
Hey, you wasted my avocado?
He was offended, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was offended. But
But you still ate it though.
I ate half of it though. I didn't eat all of it. I ate half of it. I tried, man, but icky poo. Who likes avocados? Now, I said if you had made some
Guacamole.
guacamole, yeah, thank you. If you had made some guacamole, I would have tore it up. Because I was asking for a banana and he only had one banana. I don't know how avocado equal to a banana. I don't know how that works, but that's what he gave me. Anyway, icky poo, yeah. Where we at, man?
Verse 33.
Verse 33, this is the last verse. What do you say?
Even as I please all men in all things, not seeking mine own profit, but the profit of many, that they may be saved.
So don't offend anybody, right? Just do what you got to do in order to keep people, so that you have an opportunity to teach them the commandments of God. Don't offend them if you can avoid that. Acts the 7th chapter. Acts chapter 7.
Bro, can't, bro. Bro, you know for a fact that was weird, bro. Don't ever.
All right, I'm here, Granddaddy.
You here?
Yep.
I'm here too.
I mean, like, I'm at the verse.
Oh, you at the chapter?
Yes, the chapter.
All righty then. Do we all have Acts the 7th chapter?
I do.
And we're going to begin reading at verse 35. Is that correct?
Yep.
At verse 35. What do you say?
This Moses whom they refused, saying, who made thee a ruler and a judge?
So that happened when Moses killed the Egyptian, and then he saw the two Israelites fighting. He stopped them from fighting. And they said, who made you a ruler and a judge? Who are you supposed to be? Go ahead.
The same did God send to be a ruler and a deliverer.
Say, God set him up. They're going to ask him who he's supposed to be, but God set him up, right? Mm-hmm. Go ahead and read.
By the hand of the angel which appeared to him in the bush.
Mm-hmm.
He brought them out after that, and he had showed wonders and signs in the land of Egypt,
Go ahead.
and in the Red Sea, and in the wilderness 40 years.
So this is what we was reading in 1 Corinthians. That same rock was Christ. But go ahead and read.
This is that Moses which said unto the children of Israel, a prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you of your brethren, like unto me. Him shall ye hear.
Him shall ye hear. Talking about the Messiah. Talking about Jesus the Christ. Say, him shall ye hear. You finish that?
Yep.
So now we're supposed to listen to the Christ, right? We're supposed to listen to the Messiah. So You have people today that don't care what Jesus, don't care what God say. They say that they don't have to do what Jesus say do. They do what whoever they leader is. You know, like some people, the Pope is their leader. They do what the Pope say do. Some people, they follow, you know, stupid people that end up in the White House. I'm just saying, because since I've been born, boy, these people, I'm talking about when I was 4 years old, 4 years old, Richard Nixon was the president. After him, it was Gerald Ford. Now, Gerald Ford, he was decent. Everybody after that, including Barack, abominable. Abominable. He is the one that instituted all the gay laws. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Not why they exist, why they have power now. And the guy before him, George W. Buffoon. The guy before him, Bill, scandalous. The guy before him, George Sr. My goodness.
Just a dude.
Whoa! Cam, get out the room.
What?
Cam, get out the room. No, you're crazy. You're wild.
Who is this guy?
He's a Democrat.
Who are you?
He's a Democrat.
And?
Oh,
What about it?
He's not a Democrat.
This guy right here, the guy with the ocean liners, this guy. Come on, man. Come on, man. Gerald Ford was all right though. Gerald Ford he was cool, but that was you know like 72 to 74. But he ended up losing because you know people don't like Republicans. I don't either. I'm an anti-Republican, non-Democrat. How about that? That's what I am. That's what it's saying on my Facebook page. Anti-Republican, non-Democrat. Excuse me? George Washington Carver or George Washington? Food is good. Peanut butter is great. You can pray over peanut butter. You can. That's what. If you read Genesis, it said it is meat. Everything that grew out the ground, the Lord called it meat.
Oh yeah, like the.
If it growed out the ground, the Lord said you can eat it. It's meat to you.
What if it grew out of a tree? Which it grew out of the ground, which it's meat then.
So you talking about if it's an apple, that's meat. If it's a pear, that's meat. If it's a watermelon, it's meat. I don't like watermelon, but it's still meat. I don't like watermelon. But it's still meat. If it's a banana, it's still meat. If it's a what's some little things that look like bananas? The little bitty ones?
little bananas?
That's not what they call. The little ones. Plantains. It's still meat. But if it's a monkey,
That's meat, but you can't eat that meat.
a monkey is flesh.
Oh yeah, flesh. Never mind.
You can't eat that. I don't know why people be eating the monkey brain. Do y'all know when they eat the monkey brain, they don't even kill the monkey?
What?
No. They lock its head under the table, and there's a hole in the table, and they
They draw a circle and then
they cut it. They cut the bone, the skull. They open it up, and they just pick parts of the brain. Why the monkey alive?
Wait, so when they're eating it, the monkey's alive?
The monkey's alive.
Well, are those Chinese people?
I'm not gonna say who they are because we on live internet.
No, I'm joking. I love China.
I'm just saying. Why is you eating live squids and live octopus? Are you crazy?
Oh, because the blood
this stuff could kill you, man. It could kill you. If that enzyme bursts while you eating it, you could die. But now I don't see how you survive when your body digests it. But it's the stomach the stomach acid that neutralizes it. But if you like swallow it, like it bursts, you out of here. So you got to swallow a live squid or octopus, which could at any time choke you to death.
Yeah,
Because it's alive.
Oh, someone tried to on YouTube. Someone tried to eat like a live squid, and it just started. Yeah, it was disgusting. And the octopus tried to kill it. It tried to bite off like its tentacle thing.
Who tried to do it?
I'm not gonna say the type of people, but everyone knows them type of people.
Okay. All right. We good. Chill. We good.
Enough questions. Let's
We good.
continue the lesson.
We good. We good.
Yeah, raw.
First, Acts. We finished Acts the 7th chapter. Yeah, I said we good on that.
No, we haven't. I don't think so.
Verse 35, 7 to 35. What do you say?
This Moses, whom they refused, saying, who made thee a ruler and a judge, the same did God send to be a ruler and a deliverer by the hand of the angel which appeared to him in the bush.
Mm-hmm.
He brought them out after that he had showed them wonders and signs in the land of Egypt and in the Red Sea and in the wilderness 40 years.
40 years long, right? Go ahead. We still talking about the Messiah. Go ahead.
This is that Moses which said unto the children of Israel, a prophet shall the Lord your God raise up unto you of your brethren, like unto me. Him shall ye hear.
Him shall you hear. What verse?
Verse 38 now.
Go ahead.
This is he that was in the church in the wilderness.
The church in the wilderness, we talking about, he said this is he that was in the church in the wilderness. We speaking of Moses, but he really talking about the Messiah here, that Israel is the church of God. So I had a discussion with somebody about this yesterday, what a church is. This person is so way out there that he can't even understand a definition. Anyway, this is he that was in the church in the wilderness that led Israel through the Red Sea and through the wilderness for 40 years. Go ahead and read.
The angel which spake to him in the Mount Sinai and with our fathers who received the lively oracles.
The lively oracles. Oracles are what?
A book.
Answers. The lively answers. Go ahead.
Oracles to give unto us, to whom our fathers would not obey.
They would not even obey Moses, son. Go ahead.
But thrust him from them, and in their hearts turned back again into Egypt.
So in their minds, that's the heart. In their minds, they turned back into Egypt. They didn't want to hear none of the laws of God. But we know who this God is now, right? Who is it? Jesus. That's the one. What verse?
Verse 40.
Go ahead.
Saying unto Aaron, make us gods to go before us. For as for this Moses, which brought us out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him.
The word what means what? Let me just put it on the board for y'all. So y'all got to start learning these things. Spell that word.
W-O-T.
Like what? Like, does it mean what?
All right, there you go.
No.
How do you casually know?
Who just knows that? The person that studies and does research. That's the person that just knows that. I'm just saying it's old English, man. This is old English. But it's still English.
Why don't they just say no?
Because it's old English. This was before this. This was first. Then this. Okay? So there's nothing wrong with knowing what came first. Let me ask y'all a question, real simple, and everybody better get it right. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
The chicken, because
I'm not asking for an explanation. I just want the answer. The lively answer is the chicken, right? So, if you get an egg, you know where it came from, right? So is it okay to eat the egg? So then is it okay to eat the chicken? See, y'all, so y'all know. Y'all what? You what? Okay? Oh, here we go with this stuff. So I eat this stuff called quinoa, right? Because I got to maintain my blood sugar. Quinoa is seeds. So is it not okay for me to eat the seeds? I got to wait till it grow, whatever is going to come out the seeds? Huh?
You can eat the seeds and whatever grows.
And whatever grows from the seeds, right?
Yep.
So I can eat popcorn, or I can just wait till the corn grow and put it in a pot of water with some butter and eat it that way. And some black pepper, yeah. Not seasoned salt, but yeah. Some people put seasoned, but I don't like seasoned salt. Anyway, where we at?
we were at verse.
We should be
verse
done with
41.
that. Verse 41? Okay,
Yeah.
Go ahead and read it.
And they made a calf in those days and offered sacrifice unto the idol.
So this idol represents the devil. They offer sacrifice to it. And on top of that, we'll go ahead and read.
Idol and rejoiced in the works of their own hands.
And rejoice in the works of their own hands. So they rejoiced in their sin. Because the Lord said, they had already knew this before they did make the calf, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven images or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven above or the earth beneath or the water under the earth. He said, don't make no image of nothing, right? They made this calf. So he came in the 20th chapter of Exodus, he gave them the commandments, right? This happened all the way down in the 31st chapter of Exodus when they made the calf, or the 32nd chapter. So they knew not to make that calf, but they did it anyway. And then they rejoiced in it. They rejoiced in their sin. And they did not just rejoice, they had a feast. And they ate that food, they sacrificed to that calf. One more verse. You left? Just read verse. They want you to read verse 42.
Okay. Verse 40. Then God turned and gave them up to worship the host of heaven, as it is written in the book of the prophets. O ye house of Israel, have ye offered to me slain beasts and sacrifices by the space of 40 years in the wilderness?
Okay, so he let them do it. He was like, okay, go on do it then, because I'm going to kill all y'all. And he did. And guess who else died in the wilderness besides the people? Moses and Aaron and Miriam, their sister. None of them got out of the wilderness. That's not why. Well, for Aaron and Miriam, yeah, because they was not younger than 21. But for Moses, he lost his temper.
Yeah, he started lusting after like evil things.
No, he didn't lust.
What are you talking about?
Why are you talking? Sit down and read that book.
Yeah. So anyway, but Joshua and Caleb, they went into the land. Now they was way over 20. It's just that they didn't do the things that Moses did. They didn't, like he said, take credit for God's work and get angry about it. He wasn't trying to take credit. He just was like, I'm tired of these people. I know how he feels. I do. Because I'm tired of y'all. I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just a little jokey joke. You know, Bohm love the kids. Anyway, 2 Timothy. 2 Timotheus, that's what we're doing. Chapter 3. That ain't my grandchild out there making that noise, is it?
Miles?
Thug life for real, I'm telling you. we gonna be in trouble. Huh? I must be what? 2 Timothy chapter 3, right? What do you want? What do you want? Now you want to talk. Get out of here. Anyway, what verse?
Oh,
Chapter 3.
chapter 3.
What verse?
Verse 16
Verse 16.
to 17.
Verse 16. Everybody got 2 Timothy, 2 Timotheus, chapter 3.
Yes, sir.
We got it. We're gonna begin reading at verse 16. Verse 16. What does he say in verse 16?
Granddaddy, before we start this verse,
You lied? You gonna tell me it's not verse 16? Don't lie to me, boy.
it says 16 to 17, chapter 3, 2 Timothy. But I have a problem. I think it's like an error with my Bible because there's not a verse 16 or 17.
Oh, wow. That is crazy.
2 Timothy chapter 3.
Yep.
No, he's saying
Well, there's
he said
different, like,
he said
people
I put the
created
wrong
different
thing
types
down
of
there. That's what
Bibles.
he's saying.
How? And why are you assuming that I said that?
I don't know.
Not you, Granddaddy. I'm talking to you.
You in 2 Timothy?
Yeah. 2 Timothy, and yeah, there's like nothing further in than verse 15.
Well, someone must have ripped that over the page or something.
Well, no, because then it goes right to Philemon.
Derek, that's not even the right thing. That's Philemon or something.
No. Philemon starts right under this.
What verse? What's the last verse in here? Over here.
The second, wait,
What's this verse?
that's not a verse. It just says the second epistle unto Timothy is.
The verse. What's the verse?
Oh, the Lord Jesus Christ.
What's the number of the verse?
22.
22. Okay, so we've established that 2 Timothy. We've established 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter.
Well, not right here. I know. I'm talking about my Bible.
Second, not 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy.
Yeah, it says 2 Timothy right here.
Bro, you have to read
Derek,
right
bro,
here.
are you on Titus or something?
I'm not on Titus.
15, 12, 15.
Because it says 2 Timothy right here.
All right, I'll tell you what. Just
Oh, wait, never mind.
Bro! You were in Titus.
I told you.
All right, let's just continue with the lesson.
oh my goodness, man. Let's just continue with the lesson because gang bangers are here right now, and you know. 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy.
Yep, 2 Timothy.
2 Timothy. Chapter 3.
Chapter 3,
Chapter 3. Verse what?
16 and 17.
16?
Yeah.
You, okay?
Yeah.
We good? Oh my goodness. I ain't bring my blackjack today. Yeah. Verse 16, what do you say?
All scripture is given by inspiration of God.
So
and-
God inspired these scriptures, right? What is the scriptures?
Yes.
Oh no, I need something specific. What are the scriptures?
The pages on the book with writing.
Nah. What are the scriptures?
Chapters. Not shit.
Y'all know what the scriptures are? If this baby could talk, she probably could tell me what the scriptures are. What are the scriptures? Micaiah, what are the scriptures? Huh? All right, great answer. Anybody back here know the answer? What are the scriptures?
The books.
What books?
You already said it. The Old Testament.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Say it loud like you're proud.
With the New Testament isn't the scriptures too?
Sit down.
It's the testimony. But you can call them scriptures if you want. I'm just saying, being specific and being accurate about it is from Genesis to Malachi. That's the scriptures. Okay? So now, the scriptures was what? 16, start 16 over.
Okay. All scripture is given by inspiration of God.
So God talked to these prophets, or had his angel talk to these prophets, and told them what to write. Go ahead.
It is profitable for doctrine.
Hold on, it's profitable. What does profit mean?
You can make money off of it.
Not necessarily money, but you can gain something from it.
Yes.
So it's profitable for what?
Knowledge.
Profitable for knowledge. Go ahead and read.
Okay. Profitable for doctrine.
Profitable for doctrine.
Yeah.
The scriptures are profitable for doctrine,
Yeah.
right? So then, if the scriptures are profitable for doctrine, that means you can gain something from the scriptures. Why do people say they're New Testament Christians?
Because they don't like the Old Testament.
That's what they say, even though we can prove it's not. But it's profitable for doctrine. That means that if you read the Old Testament, you can gain something from it, something like eternal life. Huh? It's profitable for knowledge and profitable for doctrine. Go ahead and read.
For reproof.
That's correction. Go ahead.
For correction. For instruction.
For what?
For instruction.
Instruction. What's instruction? Instruction, that gives you a guideline to something. That gives you a way to get somewhere. Instructions. Go ahead and read.
In righteousness.
Instructions in righteousness, right?
Yep.
So the scriptures can instruct you in righteousness. That's the scriptures. So the scriptures are profitable. Go ahead and finish it.
That the man of God may be perfect.
That the man of God may be what?
Perfect.
Perfect.
Thoroughly furnished unto all good works.
Thoroughly furnished?
No, yeah, thoroughly.
Unto all good works. But it say the scriptures, right? So like we said, from Genesis to Malachi or the Old Testament, right? It's profitable and it can lead you into perfection. So we can't just throw away the scriptures. So we read in Genesis how that the Lord had them put seven each of clean beasts and 2 of each of unclean beasts, right? The Lord knew what he was doing. So we can go back and see what the Lord separated. We can go back and see what the Lord deemed clean and what the Lord deemed unclean. It was already written. It was already written. So that means that when they got out of that ark, before they got out of that ark, that law was already in place. Just like the law you asked about before, the dietary law, it was already in place before they got on that ark. And then after they got off that ark, it was still in place. The Lord said, now I'm going to have you can eat these animals, but the animals can eat you too. But then, that was in the 9th chapter. In the 11th chapter, he scattered everybody right at the Tower of Babel. Did they not already know the dietary law? Yeah. They already knew. And then we read about Cain and Abel, right? Did they already know that murder was against the law of God? Yeah. Did they already know they had to pay tithes? Yeah. So the scriptures are profitable for doctrine, for correction, for reproof, and for instruction and perfection. So if you have some doubt about the New Testament, if you don't understand the New Testament, what you're supposed to do? Go to the Old Testament. Because Peter said that Paul's writings are hard to be understood, but we have a more sure word of prophecy. So when you need the more sure words, you go back to the Old Testament. That's what you do. So now, if somebody offer you a plate of catfish and rabbit legs, but all you gotta do is pray over it, right? Oh no, you can't pray over it. Why is that?
Because it's
What you say, Micaiah? Your prayers would be an abomination. And if your prayers are an abomination, yeah, you're an abomination. Yeah.
I'm here.
You are what you eat, right? So if you eat abominable things, then you are abominable, right? And if you do abominable things, you, of course, are an abominable person. So the scriptures are good for instruction in perfection. So now, we done with that?
Yep, we are done with that.
Do we continue to trust Derek with this?
I actually want to, yeah, I just want to,
Too late.
go.
So now we at the point of the whole lesson right here. We're at the point of the whole lesson. So everybody go to Leviticus, the 11th chapter. Leviticus, yeah.
Levi took it.
Now, aren't you all glad that I don't bring the dictionaries in? I just can tell y'all what stuff means.
Oh, I actually like if you did that. Yeah, me too.
Y'all like the dictionaries and stuff?
Yeah, I like the
Okay.
dictionaries.
All right. All righty then.
Oh,
All righty then. This after class, man. Chill. Yeah, just put it back there or something. So Leviticus chapter 11. I guess I'll turn there too, huh? No, it's not the last place. They being awfully noisy out there. They're done. It's not even 2 o'clock yet.
Yeah, it's still 2:50.
It's 2:58.
It's 1:58.
Somebody said 2:58. 2:58. Like I'm Billy Greenshoe or something. I got a watch on. I got 2 cell phones. Yeah.
Wait, where in Leviticus are we going? Oh, 11.
Yo. We still in session.
Order.
In the court.
Leviticus chapter 11. Everybody got it?
Yep.
Leviticus chapter 11.
Yep.
We're going to begin reading at verse 1.
Okay. And the Lord spake unto Moses.
Hold on, man.
Wait.
Did I say read?
No, he said begin.
I didn't say read, did I? Leviticus chapter 11. You got Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Deuteronomy. Numbers, then Deuteronomy, then Joshua, then the Judges. Okay. Everybody got Leviticus chapter 11? Yes? Chapter 11. Come on. Verse 1. Verse 1. Check this out. Read.
And the Lord spake unto Moses.
And the Lord spake unto Moses? Okay, it's the Lord that spake unto Moses. Go ahead and read.
And to Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts.
So it said, these are the beasts that ye shall eat among all the beasts. It didn't say meat, it said beast. Among all the beasts, go ahead.
That are on the earth.
That are on the earth. Come on.
Whatsoever parteth the hoof.
Go ahead. Whatsoever part the hoof.
And is cloven footed.
And is cloven footed.
And cheweth the cud.
And cheweth the cud. Y'all know what cheweth the cud mean?
Yes.
Chew their food.
Spit the food back.
All right. So they got to be cloven footed. What else?
Cheweth the cud.
And before that?
Cloven footed.
It's
If they parted the hoof.
If they part the hoof and cloven-footed and cheweth the cud, go ahead.
But divideth not the hoof, he is unclean.
No. Start it again.
Oh. Nevertheless, these. Oh, wait. I skipped a few.
You skipped, yeah.
Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven-footed and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat.
That shall ye eat. So now, it got to be cloven-footed, it got to split the hoof, and it got to chew the cud. So, does a pig chew the cud?
No.
Yes.
Well,
It
they
does.
do.
It's open-footed though.
They swallow it. The cud.
But it don't chew the cud.
Wait, cud is grass, right?
It's just food.
It's just how they eat. Okay? They like they eat it, chew it up, swallow it, regurgitate it, chew it up and swallow it again.
Eating throw up.
Right. Okay? So the animals that chew the cud, they only eat vegetation. They're herbivores. So now, that's what you can eat. Go ahead and read.
Oh. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that chew the cud, or them that divideth the hoof.
Because you got some that do one or the other, but not all of it. Go ahead.
As the camel be
The camel. So the camel, well, go ahead and read that.
as a camel, because he cheweth the cud.
The
But
camel
divideth
chew the
not-
cud. However, go ahead.
However, but divideth not the hoof.
Because if you look at the camel's feet, what they look like?
Just like
They look like paws. Y'all didn't know that?
what?
Yeah, see?
They're cloven-footed, but they look like paws.
Wait.
They don't look like hoofs.
Wait, what's a cloven? Like,
It's like a split in between the toe. Like,
yeah.
Well, you can't touch unclean things, right?
If it's dead, it's unclean.
Oh.
So you can ride a horse, you can ride a camel,
Can I ride a pig?
you can ride a pig.
Oh.
Oh, wait, so granted, if someone,
It's too late for that. We got to get out of here.
But
if it's dead, you can't touch it. Anyway, go ahead and read.
as the camel be, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto
So
you.
what's a coney? I forgot. Yeah, what's a coney? A coney is not a horse.
I think we can eat horses.
No, we can't eat horses.
Oh, but don't they chew their food?
he even said that.
I think horses do chew the cud. And they split the hoof, but they're not cloven-footed. So they got two, but they don't have all three. They got to have all three.
you can eat a zebra.
You can't eat a zebra. You can eat a giraffe, not a zebra. A zebra is like a horse. The zebra, the giraffe is like in the deer family. Like you can eat a deer, you can eat a sheep or whatever. But since it's so noisy, we got to get out of here. So y'all read Leviticus 11 on your own. But skip down to verse 44. Let's skip down to verse 44. It's very loud. Verse 44. Read it.
For I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves. And
You shall therefore sanctify yourself. What does sanctify mean?
To set apart.
Set apart. I didn't say stand up. Set apart, separate. So you should sanctify yourself. Go ahead.
And ye shall be holy.
And ye shall be holy.
For I am holy, neither shall ye defile yourselves.
Neither shall you defile yourself. I want you to be holy because I'm your God and I'm holy. So he's saying this at the end of the dietary law. So if you keep the dietary law, he's saying this is a part of holiness. But if you break the dietary law, then what are you? An abomination, right? You're abominable. Continue to read.
For I am the Lord thy God. Wait. 44? Okay.
Oh my goodness, man.
Defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon them.
You just skipping stuff, man.
No.
Start at verse 44 again and just read through.
For I am the Lord your God. Ye shall therefore sanctify yourselves, neither shall ye defile yourselves with any manner of creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth.
Mm-hmm. So you can't eat chocolate covered ants and all that kind of stuff. Go ahead.
For I am the Lord that bringeth you up out of the land of Egypt to be your God. Ye shall therefore be holy, for I am holy.
So he's saying be holy. Don't eat unclean things. Don't be abominable, but be holy. So we're going to end it right there. And, you know, some other time, next year or something, if it be the will of God, we'll do the lesson. But I'm going to thank you for your time. And hopefully y'all learned something today.
Yeah, I most definitely learned something.
All right, let's close out real quick so we can get up out of here.